Good morning everybody. Now you join me here today at Croft Fishery where I'm doing a little bit of filming later on, and in the meantime I've got here nice and early so I can get on Croft Pool, right in corner. It's lovely and warm. It looks a bit dull at the minute, but I can assure you it's absolutely red hot. And the idea is just to bring my rod all, no pole, nothing else, and just fish with a feeder. And I've brought the 7-foot Preston Innovations Wandzee, which I've used a few times before just to test out in a few different venues, and it's absolutely perfect for pretty much everything, just not long range stuff. And today I'm going to be fishing quite short in. Partnered up with a 320 reel. I've got 6-pound sinking feeder mono on there. I've landed carp over 30 pounds on it, so I don't need to go any bigger than that. And then I'm using the ICM system, not the ICS. The ICM is the interchangeable micro system. So everything is just a bit smaller scale. The stem in which the feeder goes on is a lot thinner. Because I'm going to be fishing for these big crafty carp, and today it's getting a bit warm, they're all up on top, they've got other things on the mind. I want to make sure that I go in nice and discreetly. And I've got a 4-inch hook length with some 017 reflow power on there. I've got a size 12 MCMB hook, which is the greatest hook on the planet, no arguing. And I've got a band. Now notice on there how I have not got a bit of silicone holding my band up against my hook. It's like that, because I want my hook bait, as it gets ejected from the fish's mouth, I want it to kick that hook out as much as it possibly can on the way out. If I've got it tight up against the shank of the hook, it's going back out in a very cylindrical channel. I don't want my hook to be umbrellaed by my pellet. I want my pellet to be nice and loose, and when it ejects it, I want that hook to be stuck right out at an angle. And that's the plan. So, what I'm going to do is, I'll talk you through my bait. It's just fishery pellets. I've only mixed a few up, because I'm only going to be here for a few hours, not going to do anything major. It's getting absolutely scorching today, and a little bit of rain as well, so hopefully we'll still be able to catch a few fish either. Fishery micros. In there, I've got some Revolution Baits Rainbow Crunch. It just gives it a little fleck of colour, and hopefully you can see that from there. All the right colours, primary colours as well, so no luminous oranges, just red, yellow and green, nice and simple. I've then got some fishery 6mm pellets, and all I'm doing is, I might chuck a couple in over my feeder, but I'm just going to be fishing nice long ones like that in a band on the hook. And then I've got the trusty old faithful Brazem yellow enhancer from Revolution Baits. Now I don't go anywhere without this stuff, and some days if I don't squirt this on my feeder, I'm not going to fish. I can pull it back in after 4 or 5 chucks and think, right, I'll get a few sprays, put a couple on, tip's gone round. So I'm going to finish getting set up. I think that range is starting to come now, and I will show you where I'm fishing, and it isn't very far out at all. On here you don't need to fish much further than the rod tip, but I'll show you that in due course. Now, loading up my feeder, nice and simple. Get a 6mm fishery pellet. All I want to do is pull that into my band, nice and simple. If it's a rainy day or you've got slippy fingers, use a Preston bander, really simple to use. And then just want to get my pellets. Oh, thunder. I want to put a thumbnail of pellets on there first, get my hook bait and just drop it in those pellets like that. And then I want to just cap it off with some loose. And all I'm going to do is give it a squirt with my enhancer, like so. And I'll show you just how far I'm fishing. There. That is it. Nice and close in. Just see that? My feeder is just underneath the rod tip. Now there's loads of fishing edge here, loads on top, but this time of day when it's this warm, fish are either right up in the surface on top or they're really close in all around all lakes. So I'm going to leave that feeder there. I've got my rod in my butt rest so it won't take it. I'm using a precision rest as well, simply because these bites can be quite violent. If I know my butt rest is keeping my rod still, I've got plenty of Bit of a aggressive bite on tip then. That's just a fish going through line. It's just ideal to keep a slack line when you're doing it as well. And that precision rest means that if a fish runs either way, it can move my rod a bit with it. It's not going anywhere because it's in my butt rest. And it means it's not anchored still up front. It could damage your rod if you're fishing right under the rod tip and you've got it resting on a single hook like that. That's a good sign anyway. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to stick it out now. Hopefully this rain will blow over and hopefully get a few carp. Oh, really quick that one. That's what we want. Really quick fish. Hopefully this rain will disappear soon and we can end up with a decent day. Going them this fast, that'd be nice. I don't need to bully it so rod's bent in half all the time. I can just let it do its thing. That fish is flying across the top over there now. Not a bad fish, that's for sure. Again, these rods really ain't got much backbone. I've had carp to nearly 30 pounds on these rods, so they're plenty good enough for the job. What you don't want to do is bully your fish in with it. The good thing about it being a short rod is it means that when I start playing my fish upwards close in, my fish will top a lot closer. We're in netting distance. Oh, there we go. Lovely carp in. Rod back on my rest. Oh, that rain's coming. Get him up to the camera quick before it goes. That's what we're after. I'll get him chucked back and hopefully we can bag up on these today. Right guys, and that's me done for the day. So I've been on peg 28 on Croft Pool at Croft Fishery, where I came up to do a bit of filming for something else for the news, believe it or not. And I thought I'd have a few hours fishing. I think I've been fishing for about 3.5, 4 hours. Very simple. I've just been pouring feeder in front of my peg down here, just dropping it in front at tippet rod on a 7-foot Preston Innovations Monster X Wandzee with the ICM System Jura feeder. Absolutely perfect for this style of fishing. Minimal bait, and because I'm fishing so close in, it means I can just sprinkle a couple of fishery pellets over the top, and that's all I've done. Revolution Baits Rainbow Crunch in my pellets, give it a nice bit of colour, and I've been using a 6mm banded pellet on the hook, and that's been doing all damage. I have had a couple of fish out of this margin down here as well, but not many, only a couple. Yeah, and plan were just to see how versatile it is. If you're going to come here and you want to bag up, and I mean bag up, get pole out, top 2+2 or dark margin on pole, and you'll empty it, especially on a day like today. There's carp everywhere. They're spawning crazy over there at Reed, so luckily, keeping nice and close in, I've managed to avoid getting in all that disturbance over there. Yeah, really versatile way of fishing that. Little tiny rod, underneath rod tip, and it just rips it round every time. Nice loose clutch, but not too loose. And you want a butt rest that anchors your rod still, because ideally you're not striking on the bite, you're just lifting your rod up when your fish is fizzing line off your reel. So really easy way of fishing as well, to be fair. Got my new Alkanunt on with the That's On logo on. You got my braces as well. It's actually an old set which I hardly ever wear, but I took it to Alkanunt and had it freshened up. Even go a bit down there on leg look, no messing about. So yeah, if anyone's interested in going up here onto Croft Pool at Allcroft, it's just one extra method you can use, just dropping feeder in front at rod. But definitely a pole or long feeder venue on here by far, definitely. And that's me. So thanks for watching. It's only been a short one today, so apologies. I know long ones go into probably too much detail, and short ones don't really give you much, but sometimes you only need to see certain bits of certain things to understand. And watching a tip wrapping half with a tiny little feeder on, well, that's all proof you need really. But thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you at next one.